Hello friends, I am Amarnath. Welcome to NEOMENTORS IAS Academy. In this session, we will talk about new public administration, an important topic for UPSC mains exam. So first of all, let us try to understand the background of new public administration. So why this concept of new public administration has come out, right? So what are the factors behind the emergence of new public administration? So if you take these factors, so it is the contemporary conditions of American society, particularly in 1960s. It is the contemporary society of, it is the contemporary conditions. It is the contemporary conditions of American society which led to emergence of new public administration, particularly the kind of turbulence. So 1960s is regarded as a period of turbulence. So why it is called as period of turbulence? So there is a kind of unrest in American society. So there is a civil rights movement going on. People were dissatisfied with the response of government on Vietnam War, particularly the America's participation in Vietnam War, right? Growing population, social conflicts, particularly the kind of discrimination against blacks. So there was a black right movement organized by Martin Luther King. So the young generation scholars, the scholars of public administration, particularly the younger generation of public administration, they questioned the efficacy of public administration, particularly the response of both political and administrative system in tackling with the contemporary challenges. That is, the contemporary government in America, that is, the American government and the American bureaucracy has totally failed to show adequate response, right? It has failed to respond to the turbulent times of America. So serious concerns were raised regarding the efficiency and effectiveness of public administration, particularly in finding a solution to these challenges. All right. So this is the main reason. This is the main reason for the emergence of new public administration. All right. So another reason that we can say that the traditional theory, that is the existing theory of public administration, it is more obsessed with principles and the efficiency and economy. So values and humanistic aspects were totally lost in this process. That is, in the traditional theory of in the traditional public administration, or the theory of traditional public administration, as it gave more importance to the principles, right? It lost focus on ethical elements of public administration, right? That is the human values and the value orientation, all right, in public administration. So the scholars of new public administration, they wanted to inject a new goals. They wanted to inject a new spirit within public administration by highlighting the goals of social equity, particularly humanness and equity in public service delivery. So they brought a new orientation. They brought the scholars of public administration, particularly the proponents of new public administration, they have brought a new orientation to the public administration by highlighting, all right, social equity and humanness in public service delivery. So it was during this period, all right, even efforts were made to enrich the theory of public administration, right? So different types of efforts, or there was a serious discussion, debates went on how to enrich both the theory of public administration and use this theory of public administration in practical application. So that is focus was more on building a theory of public administration and using this theory for practical problems. So remember, new public administration is not just descriptive, it is a practitioner oriented. Alright. So if you take traditional public administration is more descriptive in nature. It is descriptive in nature, whereas new public administration, it is more a practitioner oriented. So it has a prescriptive nature. Alright. So this is the basic difference. So this is one of the basic difference between the traditional public administration and new public administration. So protagonists of new public administration, they wanted to have a dynamic theory of public administration which can really respond to the needs, to the challenges of the society. Alright. So if we take the landmark events, that took place in between 1966, almost from 1966 to 1970s, to be frank to say, in between 1966 to 1968. Alright. So if you take these events, which includes the Honey report on higher education for public services. So this is first of such report. Alright. So one is Honey report. So Honey, right, Professor Honey, who was a professor in Syracuse University, right, who has given his own views on the kind of the kind of theory of public administration that is required. Alright. So then Philadelphia Conference on both the theory and practice of public administration. Alright. Then we had the Minnowbrook Conference 1, right, which is popularly called as the first Minnowbrook Conference. And in fact, the new public administration, the concept of new public administration, alright, so has emerged, right, it was in this conference. So it was the first Minnowbrook Conference which has heralded the new concept, a new philosophy, alright, a new normative theory within public administration. So not only we had first conference of 1968, but for every 20 years, right, there are conferences held. So we had first Minnowbrook Conference, then the second one, then the third one. So the last conference was held in 2008. So as that is, obviously we can expect the next conference in 2028. Alright. So for every 20 years, we see this, what you call, this Minnowbrook conferences. Now let us see what Professor Honey has said. So if you take this Honey report, alright, John Honey, alright, so there was serious concerns raised, alright, within the academic universities of America regarding the growth of public administration, regarding the identity of public administration. Remember, so we are talking about the times of 1966. We are talking about the period of 1966, where public administration, where the identity of public administration was criticized. So it was during this period, that is almost from 1948 to 1971, right, public administration was searching for a soul. It was in a soul searching process because it has lost its identity, right. So with the criticizing of fundamental pillars of public administration, particularly the dichotomy, the principles, the scientific status of public administration, alright, public administration has lost its identity, alright. So it was searching for its own soul. So this has raised a serious concerns within American universities, particularly in the Department of Public Administration. So, alright, the American Society for Public Administration, alright, has been seriously concerned about the growth of public administration as well as the academic identity of public administration. So because of this, Professor John Honey of Syracuse University has undertaken evaluation of public administration. So he has tried to find out the problems within the discipline of public administration. He has tried to find out the reasons of why public administration is losing its identity. Why public administration has lost its status of academic discipline? Because it was during this period public administration was identified with political science for some times, and some of the scholars, they have identified themselves with the management. So from 1948 to 1956 they have identified with political science, and from 1956 to 1971 some of this public administration is seen within management. So normally we come across this in the evolutionary part of public administration. So remember, Professor John Honey, he was involved in evaluating the status of public administration, and he tried out to bring out the reasons for loss of identity. So according to Honey report, right? So public administration has lost its identity because of certain problems. So he has identified certain problems that has confronted the discipline of public administration. Alright, one is the uncertainty and confusions created. So mainly it is about uncertainty. So where is public administration? With what public administration is concerned? Whether PABAD is within political science or it is a part of management. So there was a confusion regarding the locus of public administration. Alright. Similarly, the kind of support to the discipline of public administration. So the the financial support to universities, particularly for promoting the discipline of public administration, was not that adequate. So half-hearted support was given, half-hearted financial support was given to promote the discipline of public administration. Alright, institutional shortcomings. Alright, so, and most importantly, a lack of communication between the scholars of public administration as well as practicing public administrators. That is, there is no good communication, coordination between the theory and practice of public administrators. That is, scholars who are involved in building a theory of public administration, alright, and practicing public administrators. So remember, a very good theory, alright, a theory can be developed only with the knowledge of practice, only by having an empirical studies, only by having an empirical approach. Right? So empirical approach is the best way of building a theory. Alright? So that is, there should be a communication, there should be a coordination between the scholars who are involved in building a theory as well as the practicing administrators. So when the scholars have the idea of practical problems, then they can do a research on it, they can find out the reasons, and they can build a theory of public administration. Right? But here, according to Honey report, there was no effective communication. There is no effective coordination between the practitioners as well as the scholars. So these are some of the factors that were highlighted by Honey report. All right. So because of which the public administration became ineffective, unresponsive. All right. And the theory of public administration has become redundant. Alright, so this is the background of emergence of new public administration. So new public administration has emerged because of failure of the theory of traditional public administration. Alright, the emergence, the roots of new public administration lies in unresponsiveness of both the political system as well as administrative system. So both the theory has failed as well as the practicing administrators, the political system and the public administration system, both were unresponsive. They were what you call they were totally detached. So this political system and administrative system, they were totally detached from the society. Right? So they nowhere concerned. These political and administration, they are nowhere concerned with the problems and needs of American society. So it is because out of this dissatisfaction, right, the young generation scholars of public administration, right, they have demanded a total rejuvenation of public administration. They wanted a new kind of values within public administration. So they were totally dissatisfied with the traditional goals, the traditional approaches. So they want to inject a new values, a human face, right, and ethicalness into the theory of public administration. So this is the background of emergence of new public administration. So thank you.